Hello everyone. Are you planning to build your career in Azure data engineering but feeling confused about where to start? Guys, in this video, I will clearly explain different formats of data. What is Azure Data Lake? What is Azure Delta Lake? What is SQL database? And how all these are connected in real-time projects. Let's get started, guys. Okay. So before understanding Azure, we must understand data formats. Okay. So in real world projects, data comes in multiple formats. Okay. So CSV. Okay, so what is CSV? So CSV means comma separated value. Okay, comma separated value. This is the most common format. Okay, so here you can see this is CSV file. Whenever we like this is header. Header is nothing but column names, and this is first row, and this is second row. Okay, so see in CSV file you can find the data like this. Okay, so employee ID, name, salary. So these are separated with comma. That's why it is called as comma separated value. Okay, so values are separated by commas. You can see 101. It is employee ID. Ravi. It is name. 50,000. It is salary. 102 employee ID, name, Sita, salary, this much. So they are separated. Values are separated by comma. So that's what it is called as comma separated value. It is a simple text file format, guys. So you can write in Notepad or somewhere. Okay, so it is a text file. Okay, so easy to read and easy to share, and we can edit it also. Human can edit this one. Okay, so this is very simple because human can read, we can share to anyone, and human can edit it. Okay, so there is no schema enforcement. Okay, so no schema enforcement means today I have employee ID as integer. Tomorrow if I get text files, no problem because there is no schema. So no data types are declared. If I get extra column also not a problem. Okay, so if I add one more column, it allows, CSV file allows. If you change the data type also, CSV file allows. That's why there is no schema enforcement. Used for small to medium structured data. So whenever you want to we have medium size of data, we can use this. Okay, so it is commonly used for data exchange between systems. Okay, whenever you, it is mostly used for whenever you want to exchange the data. Okay, so whenever you want to move the data from one place to other place, so we will be using CSV format. Gopi, can you give other format, any other? Yes, we have JSON format also. Okay, this is also semi-structured data format, guys. Okay, so it also support nested structures. You can see, so it is not a nested structure. Nested means, so inside this curly braces, if you have one more curly braces, so that is what nested means. So JSON files look like this. Okay, so left side you will be having keys, right side you will be having values. Every time JSON objects exist in key value pairs. If you see CSV, so here we don't have any so everything is single item. This one is single item, this one is single item, this one is single item, everything is single. But here the key, so here the items will exist in key value pairs. Okay, so left side keys and right side values, and they are separated. Key values are separated with colon. Okay, so you can see it is colon. Okay, so this is what JSON object means, or JSON file means. It supports nested structures also. Inside one JSON, you can have one more JSON. Okay, so that is what nested structure means. So Gopi, where we will be using? So it is widely used in APIs and web application, guys. Whenever you are reading the data from APIs or external web, okay, so then we will be using this JSON format. It is also very common in cloud-based applications. A Parquet format. This is very important, guys. So this CSV or tables or JSON, these all are what? Row based. So reading and writing, so everything row wise. But this Parquet columnar storage format, it will store column wise. So employee ID, all employee IDs it will read first. So name, all the names it will read first. Whenever writing also, employee ID, you want to write employee ID column, so it will write all the employee IDs in one go. So columnar storage, it is not row wise, it is column wise. So reading and writing, columnar storage format. And the beautiful thing about Parquet format is highly compressed. So the data, human cannot read, human cannot edit. So we need special tools like ADF, Databricks, Spark and all to work on this Parquet format. Okay, so it is very highly compressed, so the storage space we can save. If the original data is 100 MB, So if you store in Parquet format, it becomes 90 or 95 MB only because of it is compressed, So if you have any data, okay, so it is original, it is 1 GB. If you zip it, it will become what, 800 MB or 900 MB, right? That is what, whenever you want to process big data, so we will be using Parquet format because it is in compressed state, so that, okay, so the storage space will be saved. And it is very fast, guys. It is very fast because it is using columnar storage. So whenever you are performing writing SQL queries, right, that time this columnar storage format will be very useful. That's why very fast for analytics. Whenever you are writing SQL queries or something, so this Parquet format will be very fast. And schema, so it stores schema internally. What does it mean? So you have defined some columns. If you are changing, it will not allow. You have defined some column data types. If you are changing those data types, it will not allow. Adding extra columns or deleting required columns or changing the data types, it is not allowed because it stores the schema internally. If you are modifying, it won't allow. It is very common and it is used frequently. So it is used very frequently in big data projects, guys. Okay. Yeah. So we have Avro format and many other formats also. We will be discussing everything whenever you enroll. So the important format in data engineering is Delta format. Okay, it is built on top of Parquet. So on top of Parquet, they have added some features. So, and that is what Delta. So it is, Delta is similar to our structural relational databases, guys. Table. So SQL table or Postgre table, what we have, those features it will have. So Delta format, it is built on top of Parquet. So the natural format of Delta format is Parquet only. It supports ACID transactions. Okay, so ACID transactions means atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. So what is this, Gopi? So now it will take at least 30 minutes to discuss. Whenever you enroll, I will discuss this one. And it supports, Delta format supports versioning and time travel also. Gopi, so today, 1st May, right? I want to time travel back to 8th April data. Yes, you can get it because in Delta format, we can time travel also. So you can restore to any data. So Gopi, I want April 1st data, January 1st data. So you can time travel also. Either you can use versioning or timestamp you can use. The date timestamp or the date version you can use, and you can time travel also. Okay, so it is mostly used in data engineering pipelines. Okay, so in modern data engineering pipelines, this Delta format and Delta tables are frequently used. Okay, that we will be discussing. Okay, so about 5 hours, guys. We will be spending at least 5 to 6 hours on this Delta. Okay, so all good, Gopi. So these are the frequently used formats. Okay, so Gopi, what is this Azure Data Lake, Gopi? So in Azure Data Engineering, we will be having this ADLS Gen 2, right? ADLS means Azure Data Lake Storage. Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Okay, what is it, Gopi? So it is a scalable cloud storage system. So whenever you want to store any data, right? So we will be using this ADLS Gen 2. It is Azure service only. So scalable means this ADLS Gen 2 is like a dustbin, guys. You can throw any kind of data. So it can be structured, it can be unstructured, it can be semi-structured, any kind of data, how messy it is. Okay, so you can store inside ADLS Gen 2. Okay, so the volume, it can be very small or it can be very huge also. So that's what it is, a scalable cloud storage system. Okay, it stores unstructured, semi-structured, and any kind of data. So it acts as a central data repository. So mostly in medallion architecture, in data engineering projects, you will be using it as a bronze layer. I mean, it stores the raw data, whatever you are collecting from the source, right? So as is, we can store inside this central repository, ADLS Gen 2. Okay, it handles petabytes of data also. Okay, how much large it is, not a problem. So it is a huge warehouse where you can store inside ADLS Gen 2. You can store CSV files, JSON files, Parquet files, images, logs, videos, audio. Okay, anything you can store inside ADLS Gen 2. Okay, Gopi, what are the key features of this ADLS Gen 2? So it is hierarchical folder structure. So you can create subfolders also. Okay, so inside input can be main folder. In that main folder, you can create subfolders. Inside the subfolders, you can create subfolders also. So that is what hierarchical folder structure is possible. Highly secure, guys. It is highly secure, and it gives you access control. Who can access this? We can give access control. Who can read this? Who can write this? Okay, who can open this, who can delete this, we can give that much control on access level. Junior people can have only read access. Senior people, they can have read and write access. So data team lead or manager, they can have delete access also, read, write and delete. That much control it will give on access. Okay, so it is very cheaper, it is very cost effective storage. So we can integrate this. ADLS can be integrated with ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric. It can integrate with any ETL tools, guys. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so real-time example. So it will be, I already told you, right? It is a landing. Landing is nothing but it will store raw data. So it will be used as bronze layer. Okay, so you can collect. So if you are working for a retail or something, so e-commerce project, so you can collect customers data, transactions data, click streams logs and all. Okay, so all raw data first lands in Azure data lake. It is a bronze layer. It acts like a bronze layer or raw layer. Okay, so this is what ADLS Gen 2 is. Okay, so what is Delta Lake, Gopi? So now comes the most important concept, Delta Lake. So Delta Lake is not just a storage, guys. It is a storage, but it is not just a storage like ADLS. So it is a storage layer with intelligence. It is a storage layer with intelligence. It is built on top of Parquet files. Okay. So what are the problem with normal data lake? We have discussed data lake, right? So what are the problems with the data lake, Gopi? Okay. So no transaction control, no rollback, no update or delete support easily. Data corruption. Okay, so there is possibility of data corruption. Okay, so no transaction control and no update. So just we can write everything or we can delete everything. We cannot do merging. So update and delete we cannot do. Either we can delete everything. If you want to delete only one row, that is not possible in data lake. Okay, so those are the problems with the data lake. So what is the solution? The solution is what? Delta Lake. Okay, so Delta Lake provides ACID transactions, update and delete support is there. So merge operation, I mean upsert capability it has. Schema enforcement is there. So here you cannot add whatever the columns you want to add, you cannot. So whatever the columns are there initially, those only. What are the data types are declared, those only. If you want to change anything, it is not possible. That is what schema enforcement is there. Time travel. Okay, so accessing older versions, that is possible. So we have timestamp and version. Using them, we can time travel also. Okay. So in medallion architecture, okay, so you have bronze layer, that is raw data, silver layer, clean data, gold layer, business ready data. So Delta Lake is mostly used in silver and gold layer, guys. So in silver and gold layer, we will be using this medallion. In medallion architecture, we will be using this Delta Lake in these two layers, and we will be using ADLS data lake in bronze layer. Okay, so Gopi, this is good. Okay, then what is this SQL database? Now let's talk about this SQL database. Azure SQL database, it is also one of the service available in Azure. Okay, so it is a relational database. It is a relational database service. It stores only structured data. So like tables, spreadsheet, Excel sheet, right? So it stores only structured data where you will be using rows and columns, right? So it uses rows and columns, and it supports, this SQL database supports all SQL queries case. Okay, fast, it is very fast for transactional systems. So it enforces primary keys, enforces constraints, it supports indexing. Okay, it is used for applications and reporting, guys. What are all these, Gopi? We will be discussing whenever we enroll into the course. Okay, so what is the difference between data lake and SQL DB, Gopi? So data lake, okay, data lake, it stores raw files. It is cheaper storage, and it is used for analytics, and it is schema on read only. Okay, SQL database stores structured tables only. It is more expensive, yeah, and used for application. It is schema on write. Okay, so these are the differences between SQL databases and the data lake. How everything connects. So in real Azure projects, data comes from APIs, databases, applications, and it will be stored in. So the data, whatever you collected now, so in extraction phase, it will be stored in Azure data lake. So that is what raw layer. And we will be, after collecting the data, so we will be storing here, and we will be transforming here. Processing is nothing but transforming using ADF or Databricks. Okay, and this transformed data, this target data will be storing in Delta Lake. Okay, so raw data will be stored in Data Lake, and after processing, that cleaned or curated data, aggregated data will be stored in Delta Lake. And Delta Lake, it will be loaded into SQL databases or Power BI. So this is what complete data engineering pipeline. So the data sources are these APIs, databases, and application apps. You will be reading the data from these apps and storing in inside data lake, and we will use this ETL tools to process this raw data. We will convert this raw data into valuable data. That data we will be storing inside Delta Lake. From this Delta Lake, we will be loading the data, so aggregated data, into SQL databases or Power BI. So if you want to master Azure Data Factory or Azure Data Lake or Azure Databricks or real-time data engineering projects, okay, so this is what I want to explain today. So the differences between Data Lake, Delta Lake, and SQL database. Okay, thank you.